Hey there, Dr. Mosier here, and I am so excited to join you today. So, I recently read a case study, and so just for you guys to know this, so the as far as research, the lowest level would be case studies, and then of course you have to, and it's not low as it's not valid. It's just it's a one case. This particular person did this and got this results. Sweet. By building upon that, then you do higher and higher levels of research until you get to the point of like a meta-analysis where you have a conglomeration of multiple research articles pointing to the similar conclusion. So this case study came out from a chiropractor over in Sherman College of Chiropractic, and it was powerful. It was this year, and it was on a Tourette's an OCD patient. This young boy, about 10 years old, really struggled with this, and he had a very not good lifestyle when he was born in China and he up until the age of 3. Okay, and then he was adopted and moved to the United States, and the adopted parents noticed that he had Tourette's, and so that's a physical malfunction where neurologically it's an uncontrollable impulse physically, and then OCD would be more of the mental cognitive function where everything has to be just so everything is lined up. Hangers, everything had to be in a certain fashion. Okay, so the problem is, and of course he had nocturnal uresis. What that means is nightly bedwetting as well at 10 years old, and so he was very embarrassed about that. And so what the chiropractor did was very gentle, specific chiropractic adjustments. By adjusting the boy's spine, and she focused on the upper cervical and the lower spine, and how she did her evaluation is very similar to how we do our evaluation. We use heart rate variability, we use the surface EMG, which is checking the muscles, and then we also do thermography, checking where specifically those nerve roots are inflamed and being impinged upon, causing ailments downstream. So the results, super cool, and we've seen these type of results as well in our office where the Tourette's went away or reduced significantly. The OCD, the behavioral issues that was occurring went away, and then the nocturnal uresis, the bedwetting eliminated. We too have eliminated bedwetting as well. The Tourette's, we've also eliminated the OCD. Something else to add to this mix is things like panic attacks. So then really, why does this work? Because when you think about these mental ailments, Tourette's, OCD, things like that, or panic attacks, it's all mental, right? It's a brain issue, and I'm not a brain surgeon. So how in the world does this chiropractor that did the case study this year, or me here in Salem, how do we do this? And so what happens is when you have a traumatic experience, like this young boy had a traumatic childhood where he was essentially trained to see danger. His brain was trained to see danger at any turn, anywhere. And so what that did is it affected the frontal lobe of the brain, the cortex, which then sends signals to the thalamus, okay? And then it sends signals to the limbic system. That limbic system is where your emotional memories are formed, right? And so once that forms, then you have this negative reflex, okay? Where, and let's use this for example, you may suffer with this where, well, you do something silly, so then you tell yourself, well, I'm stupid, I'm silly, everyone's gonna make fun of me, and you go through that cycle, right? So when you get adjusted, what happens is it's a stimulation. And of course, we're adjusting the cervical spine and the sacrum on these particular cases, and that's what she did as well. And so when she adjusted, it sends signals up the cerebral spinal tract, okay? And it went up the tract to the brain, and then it connected to the thalamus and then affected the limbic system. what it does to that circuit, right, that's happening is it shifts it. Okay. Not, like obviously we adjust and it's a physical shift, pelvis, cervical, spine, what have you, but it's flipping a switch neurologically. And so, when you think of cases like what we showed you before with Brooklyn, and she shared her story on our social media pages and things like that, where she had migraines and upper back pain and panic attacks, but she came because of a physical issue. And on the interview with me, she said, I didn't realize how much benefit I would receive mentally. I was expecting just a physical transformation, not an entirely mental transformation, because what she said on the interview is she had multiple panic attacks, at least one a week, sometimes two a week, to not having any at all. And so where does that happen? And that's where, when you get adjusted, it's stimulating the brain in such a way that your brain can actually function how it was designed, how God made you. Now, I don't mean to get preachy with this conversation with you, but who is the true healer in a chiropractic office, whether that be my office or whether that be somebody else's office? And it's God. God is the true healer. Who is number two then? And sometimes I joke with, my older farmer patients, I was like, who's the big pile of number two? Because they have to deal with manure and things like that. So anyway, and that would be the patient. We as the person is the number two in the healing process. Why? God made you to heal. You are designed to heal. Your body is designed to function. So then what that chiropractor did for that 10-year-old boy, and what I do for cases like Brooklyn and many others, is we remove that interference. We flip that switch. So then the body, your body, is able to do what it was designed to do from the very beginning, right? I think about, and I was a little emotional with this conversation with my team. And so maybe I shouldn't tell you, and get this out there, but I was talking about Brooklyn's story. And if you haven't seen it, obviously scroll back on our social media page and you can find it, and it's there. It's powerful. It's really, I would encourage you to look at it. But Brooklyn has a 3-year-old daughter, and she is a single mom, and she's raising that daughter. But Brooklyn was dealing with migraines. She was dealing with panic attacks. And when she would have a panic attack, it was kind of scary. And the little girl didn't know what was going on with mommy, right? Or when she had a migraine. And so when I was telling the team about this, and I got a little choked up, was what we have done for that, with Brooklyn, is we have transformed that little girl's life forever. Because now she's going to grow up with a mom that can be fully present and there without these panic attacks or these migraines, because we gave that little girl her mom back, right? And what that chiropractor did for that little boy, yeah, she got rid of the OCD and the Tourette's and the bedwetting, super cool. But what's that going to do for his confidence levels? Because he knows he's 10 years old. He's not, he knows what's going on. Okay. So he knows that he's different, or he was, because it's past tense. He knew he was different. He knew he wasn't going to be accepted by others. He probably didn't have very many friends. He couldn't go to sleepovers because of his bedwetting. And now, because of what that chiropractor did, that little boy forever, his entire life, his that ripple effect has forever changed, right? And it was just, I don't want to make this sound overly simplistic by nature, but by simply adjusting the spine and allowing the spine and the nervous system to do what it was designed to do, allowed everything to transform. Your body is designed to work for you rather than against you. Your nervous system is for you, not against you. And so many of us right now, probably listening to this right now, is saying, Doc, my spine is not working for me. It's working against me. And if that's you, I really want to encourage you. If you're here local, of course, I would love to check your spine and just see what's going on. We can do our surface EMG, our thermography, our HRV, the heart rate variability, and even x-rays and just find out what's going on. If you're not local, reach out to us anyway. That way we can find you a chiropractor that will take care of you and actually look at your spine and do more of a corrective approach. So many chiropractors today do not take the corrective approach. They don't take the time to listen to their patients. And I'm not trying to bash any other chiropractors. There is a distinct difference between a corrective chiropractor and a pain-based chiropractor. The chiropractor that did this case study is very much a corrective chiropractor and wanted to help that boy like no other. And she did. That boy's life has changed forever. So if you need a life-changing moment in your life, please contact us. Let us know how we can help you.